Hey everyone, I'm Grandmaster Ben Feingold. This is 5 Minutes with Ben, and I'm Ben. We're going to look at a game that was played in 1945 in the Moscow Championship. This was round 17, so I guess they had a lot of rounds. Smyslov is white, famous world champion, although 1945 he wasn't world champion yet. This was a young Smyslov, so a little more enterprising than the old Smyslov. And his opponent is Mikhail Kamishov, or Kamishov. Man, that's a pretty Russian name. Also, his middle name is Pavlovich. So, guys, making sure he belongs in the Moscow Open. Now, as all of you know, except like only 1% of you know, I've played Smyslov twice. I don't play a lot of world champions. I played him in '84 in Moscow in a simultaneous exhibition. He was completely winning, and then he blundered and I won. It was a simul. Then I played him again in '88 in Lloyd's Bank in London, and we drew. Also, my first wedding, which was in 1989 in Hastings, England, at the tournament, Smyslov was present. So of all the world champions, other than Anand, who I've been friends with since before you were born, and I've played him many times. He stayed at my apartment. I used to have his phone number. He got unlisted after he knew I had it. I feel closest to Smyslov world championship-wise. Okay, so Smyslov's white, and his opponent played a very unusual opening, and even in 1945 it was unusual, the Latvian Gambit. Smyslov played what most grandmasters recommend: knight takes, knight c4, and knight c3. In this position, black usually plays queen g6, defending the e-pawn. White plays d3. And this is one of the reasons Latvian Gambit isn't very popular. Black moved his queen and nothing else. White's, got two knights out. White's threatening the e-pawn. This bishop can't move. Man, truth hurts. Okay, so Kamishov played bishop b4, pinning the knight. Smyslov just played bishop d2. Once again, Smyslov is threatening the e4 pawn. Black gave up the two bishops. Now, I don't know if this move is bad or if it's forced. If it's forced, then black's position is probably close to losing. Otherwise, it's a bad move. He took the knight. It's not what black wants to do. That's black's only developed minor piece. Bishop takes. White has the two bishops. d5. Black plays in the center. Knight e5 attacks the queen. Queen f5. Takes. Queen takes check. Smyslov sacrifices his g-pawn, which black doesn't take. Probably white should throw in bishop h5 check, hoping for g6, and then this diagonal's open. But simply bishop f3, the only square is h3. I don't see another square. Then queen takes d5, and white's threatening queen f7 check. White has four pieces out to one. White's going to castle queenside, threatening queen d8 mate. Black has no development. Terrible. White didn't sacrifice anything. Anyway, black didn't like that. So instead of taking the g-pawn, he developed a piece. White castled. And in this position, I guess if you castle bishop f3 and there's no real defense to your d-pawn, so black defended the d-pawn with c6. And now Smyslov said, you're not going to castle. Bishop h5 checked. And as they said on the first episode of The Simpsons, You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. King f8 and g6 are both terrible. I don't know which is more terrible. Black played king f8. White played rook e1. You see, black's losing. Black has no development. Black's king is on f8. Terrible. Black moves their queen every other move. Queen h4. Now remember, this game was played in 1945 when Smyslov was a younger man than when he was world champion in the late 50s. So played bishop g6 because that is a tactical kind of move. If you take it, knight takes is a family fork. But forking the queen is the most important. Obviously, black didn't take. Black played very suspicious knight a6. Not a move I would have thought of. White played queen e2, trying to get, some kind of checkmate in here. I don't understand black's next move at all. Now, knight a6, he developed his knight. Not on a good square, but he played bishop h3. And, I mean, what? Okay. So I guess, although it's not true, but I was thinking if I take, then maybe you play queen g5 check, then you take the bishop on g6. Although, looks to me like after king h1, rook g1, knight g6 is coming. So I don't know. Bishop h3 doesn't make any sense. But Smyslov played a better move, even though it was 1945, and I wouldn't be born for 24 more years. Smyslov followed my rule, always retreat. However, he didn't follow my second rule, then retweet, because it was 1945. So he couldn't retweet. But Smyslov played the best move, which main reason I showed the video is this move is really cool. White wins immediately by playing the move knight f3. That threatens knight takes queen, and it threatens queen e7 check, king g8, and then white puts one of his pieces on f7, then it's checkmate. And you don't want to lose your queen, and you don't want to get mated, but you got to pick one of them. So black decided to avoid both pitfalls and resigned. So a nice game by Smyslov, and later Smyslov will become world champion, although much later. I hope you enjoyed that game as much as Smyslov did. I'm Grandmaster Ben Feingold. This has been a lot more than 5 minutes with Ben. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.